Hey, what's going on, guys? K-Dogs coming at you live on YouTube with my WWE SummerSlam 2022 pay-per-view predictions, even though they're not really called pay-per-views anymore. They're pretty much premium live events. However, the last two have not been bad. If you look back at Hell in a Cell, if you look back at Money in the Bank, both of those events were actually pretty good. So I'm kind of curious as to what they're going to do for SummerSlam. SummerSlam takes place live tonight on Peacock. And 8 matches down. I'll probably catch part of it tonight. I definitely want to catch the main event and all that. These are really in no order of how they're going to go or whatever. This is also going to be the first event with Vince McMahon not at the helm. Vince McMahon retired due to the ongoing scandal controversy going on with that. So Triple H is in charge. Interesting. I'm really anxious to see how this is going to play out. So I'm going to jump right into these, get these knocked out, and then obviously tonight I will have some more Elden Ring, some more Red Dead Redemption 2 for you guys. So let's get right into it. First up on the list here, I got 8 matches down here. First off, The Miz taking on Logan Paul. This match came about. The Miz and Logan Paul were a tag team. They faced, I believe, the Mysterios at WrestleMania 38 earlier this year. The Miz and Logan Paul would go on to win, and then the Miz would turn on Logan Paul. And then they've been going back and forth for the last couple of months. Logan Paul issued the challenge for SummerSlam, which the Miz accepted. I see this going one of two ways. I mean, Logan Paul, YouTube personality, YouTube megastar, coming into WWE's world. Where, this is the Miz's territory. But it would not surprise me to see the Miz give the rub, if you will, to Logan Paul. So I'm going to go with Logan Paul just because, he's a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber. This guy's got to stick together kind of thing. So I think it'll be decent, but, it is what it is. I'm going to go with Logan Paul for that. Next up for the SmackDown Women's Championship, the champion Liv Morgan taking on former champion Ronda Rousey. I really have no interest in this. I love the fact Liv Morgan won the title last month at Money in the Bank. Actually, I should say earlier this month. I think Money in the Bank was July 2nd, 3rd, something like that. Liv Morgan won the briefcase, cashed in that same night on Ronda Rousey. So this is the rematch. I can't help but think Natalya will get involved somehow and cost Ronda the match. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan to retain the title. Again, just because there's going to be some sort of outside interference. I don't see them giving Liv Morgan this Cinderella type moment just to take it away from her 3 weeks later. I don't see it. So like I said, I think I'm going to go with Liv Morgan retaining due to outside interference from Natalya. So next up, the United States Championship on the line, champion Bobby Lashley defending against former champion and current Money in the Bank contract holder Theory. This match, in my opinion, has had no build whatsoever, and the reason for that being is it's in this. I'm going to talk a little bit about this when I predict the main event as well. Everything has been centered on Theory cashing in the Money in the Bank contract on the winner of the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar last man standing match. So this match has had no build. That's why it's like Theory is almost feuding with both Roman and Brock, not with Bobby Lashley. All the more reason why I think Bobby Lashley is going to retain and then move on to bigger and better things other than Theory. I can't, like I said, this has had no build. You can't, it's hard when you have a match that has no build to try and make something out of it when you don't build toward it. When you've got Theory building for other things, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, that's problematic. That's why I think Bobby Lashley is going to retain. Next up, Pat McAfee taking on Happy Corbin. Interesting note, and they've actually played on this, is that Pat McAfee and Baron Corbin used to be roommates, and they also were teammates for the Indianapolis Colts several years ago. I think Pat McAfee has done a fantastic job transitioning into the world of pro wrestling. He had that epic match with Adam Cole at NXT TakeOver 30 a couple years. I think late that same year. Was it War Games? Yeah, it was Undisputed Era against Pat McAfee and the three guys he was with. And he had a fantastic showing. I think I hate the Happy Corbin character. I think it just needs to go back to being Baron Corbin. It's one of those things that I just can't get behind the happy gimmick. And as much as I really want to, I want Pat McAfee to win, but I honestly think Corbin's going to get the dupe here. I don't know why, just a gut feeling. So I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to say Happy Corbin. Pat McAfee is going to have a fantastic showing, as he always has and usually does. Next up, this one I've got a pretty sly way that they can go about this one. No disqualification. The Mysterios, Rey and Dominic, taking on the Judgment Day, that being Damian Priest and Finn Balor. So this past Monday on Raw, the Mysterios were able to pick up a win over the Judgment Day. Henceforth are having the rematch here at SummerSlam. No disqualification. Obviously, anything's going to go in this matchup. All the more reason why I think we're going to see one of two things, and or both. I think we're going to see the return of Edge tonight at SummerSlam. I think Edge is going to come back, but more importantly, this past Monday was the 20-year anniversary of Rey Mysterio debuting in the WWE. He was gifted if you remember back at Halloween Havoc in 1997 against Eddie Guerrero, Rey wore a purple and black attire. What's the Judgment Day's colors? Purple and black. Where am I going with this, you might ask? Well, where I'm going with this is as follows. I think they've been teasing it for weeks, almost months, that Dominic Mysterio is going to turn heel on his dad. What better way for Dominic to don that purple and black attire, turn on his father, join the Judgment Day. Judgment Day will pick up the win, and then Edge will come out, make the save from a 3-on-1 beatdown. Dominic goes on to bigger and better things with the Judgment Day, and Edge comes back to feud. So then you got Mysterio and Edge feuding with Balor, Priest, and now Dominic. That's how I see that playing out. I'm hoping I'm right on at least one of those, either Edge coming back or Dominic turning heel, joining Judgment Day. I'm really hoping both happen, but we'll find it. We'll see how that goes. So I'm going with Judgment Day over the Mysterios. Next up, undisputed tag team titles on the line. The champions, the Usos, taking on the Street Profits. What makes this so bizarre, they had a fantastic match last month at Money in the Bank. Ended in controversy. That's why they were like, oh, we need to bring in a special referee. And they bring in Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett, which makes no sense whatsoever. Yes, he's from Nashville. SummerSlam's taking place from the Nissan Stadium, I think is what it's called, in Nashville, Tennessee. Jeff Jarrett's from Nashville. Okay, that I understand. But why put somebody that has no alignment to either team? You want somebody impartial, I get that. Something just tells me this is going to end in some sort of schmoz, some sort of Jarrett's going to get involved. Anytime a special referee is involved, the referee in some fashion gets involved. It would make no sense because he's not aligned with the Usos. He's not aligned with the Street Profits. However, they have been, there's been rumors of mill that they're going to break up the Street Profits and they're going to push Montez Ford to the moon. So is this where you do the split of the Street Profits? Do you split them up? Do you, after the match, I'm going with the Usos to retain. And then after the match, Dawkins comes up and he's consoling Montez Ford, and Montez Ford just beats the shit out of him. I mean, I can see something like that transpiring. Like I said, the Usos I look for them to retain. I look for Jarrett to get a guitar shot in because, like I said, it just the selection of Jeff Jarrett as the referee doesn't make sense. But I guess we'll see how it all plays out. Going with the Usos. Penultimate match, singles match, Raw Women's Championship. The champion Bianca Belair taking on the challenger Becky Lynch. This is a rematch from WrestleMania 38 in which Bianca Belair won the Raw Women's Championship from Becky Lynch. I have nothing against Bianca. I don't. I think she's had a pretty fair run with the belt. Last year at SummerSlam, Becky Lynch came back from when she had her son and beat Bianca in 20, 30 seconds or whatever it was. I don't see them doing that 2 years in a row. That's why I'm leaning toward Bianca to retain, because I just don't see them doing, even if it was, Becky winning the title here in 10, 15 minutes, whatever. I just don't see Bianca Belair losing to Becky Lynch twice at the same event, a year apart. So that's why I'm going with Bianca to retain. Last but not least, the main event. Last time ever, supposedly. We know how last time evers work out in wrestling. Last man standing for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. The champion Roman Reigns taking on the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. This is supposedly SummerSlam is going to have a TV 14 rating tonight. First time that's happened in 12 years. So if that's the case, these guys are going to go ham. They are going to go balls to the wall. They are going to go all out, which I hope they do. If you're going to blow this feud off, you've got to blow it off with something, not just, somebody's going to be down for the count of 10. Being that it's a last man standing match, being that there are no rules, being that you have to keep your opponent down for a count of 10, there's no doubt in my mind the Bloodline's going to get involved. The Usos are going to get involved. Sami Zayn's probably going to get involved. I don't see it doesn't make sense to put the title on Brock right now, because I think Roman is going to hold the title either until WrestleMania 39, which is next year, and drop it either to Cody Rhodes when he comes back and wins the Rumble, or he's going to drop it to The Rock at WrestleMania 39, because that's the match they're wanting. They're wanting Roman and Roman and The Rock at WrestleMania 39. You don't need the title for that to be a marquee match, Roman and The Rock. That's why I'd even be all for Cody winning the title at the Rumble, beating Roman at the Rumble as opposed to WrestleMania. But there is the Damocles dagger, so to speak, of Theory cashing in. I don't see that happening, and here's why. Since he won that briefcase, every single, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, he comes out, I'm cashing in on Brock or Roman, whoever wins at SummerSlam, I'm cashing in. Normally that doesn't happen. If I was booking this is exactly what I would have happen. You have Theory hold the briefcase until WrestleMania 39. You have Cody Rhodes, who tore his pectoral muscle a couple months ago, and he's been on the shelf. He's supposed to be back at the beginning of 2023. You have Cody win the Royal Rumble, go on to WrestleMania, beat Roman at WrestleMania for the belt, have this unbelievable, proud, feel-good moment. Oh my God, everything's so right in the world of wrestling. And then Theory comes out, cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase, and beats Cody for the WWE title. That's how I would book that. Because not only do you have the feel-good moment of Cody Rhodes winning the WWE title, but you have the nuclear heat that Theory would get for ruining that moment in the same night. That's how I'd book it. I'm looking at Roman Reigns to retain tonight, put this feud with Brock to bed, go on to face Drew McIntyre next month at Clash at the Castle, which supposedly that's the main event they're wanting, is Roman and Drew. So we'll see how that gets. So recapping, I'm going Logan Paul over The Miz, Liv Morgan over Ronda Rousey, Bobby Lashley over Theory, Happy Corbin over Pat McAfee, the Judgment Day over the Mysterios with Dominic turning heel in the process, the Usos over the Street Profits, Bianca Belair over Becky Lynch, and of course Roman Reigns over Brock Lesnar. So there we go, guys. That is SummerSlam tonight. Like I said, I'll probably catch a little bit of SummerSlam. And then, I don't know. If I feel up to it, I'll do a review of it. I may not. I don't know. I usually do predictions, not reviews. But yeah, I mean, like I said, last two events have been fantastic. SummerSlam's second biggest event of the year. I mean, we'll see, or maybe third. Actually, second, because they build SummerSlam as big as WrestleMania. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, let me know your predictions in the comments, guys. And then, like I said, if I'm up to it tonight, I might do a review. If not, I'm just going to do some Red Dead and some Elden Ring. So, but anyway, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Please give this video a thumbs up. It does help the channel grow. And I will catch you guys in the next video.